Hey, what's going on, everyone? Nick Daniels here, coming at you live yet again. Doing a second video with the new camera here. So, again, forgive me if something doesn't look exactly the way you want it to, but should be good to go, man. All right, so we're going to talk about some online dating yet again. And I just had an example, something happened yesterday that I thought was really funny. And again, as usual, I'd like to talk about it. Yeah, man. So I go on Hinge, and there was this. There's this chick, so Hinge is interesting. I should just explain this in advance. Hinge is interesting because it lets you put like a little prompt up, right? Like you don't really fill out a profile per se in Hinge as in like a description. You don't do like a bio, like a biography. You don't write a paragraph about yourself. So you talk about yourself within with these prompts. So it'll be like a preset text, and you kind of type a reply to that, and people kind of get an idea. You do a few of those. And one of them was like, I'll fall for you if you send me TikToks, right? So, just for the record, by the way, I think TikTok is just absolute cancer. It's just a waste of time. I don't know why anyone even bothers with that shit. And oh, sorry, I can't even go this way. I was looking, the path ended. Yeah, and I've talked about it in a video before, and I don't care for it. It's not for me. So I just send her a message. Like I responded to that, like that's kind of how that system works, and I just don't care. So I was just like, yeah, it's not going to happen. Like I'm not going to send that to you, something like that. You know what I mean? And yeah, she was instantly like she responded to it and like wow, you're original, or something like that. And it was like, wow, you're original. Why don't you just message somebody new with a different prompt? And I was like, I'm already ahead of you, mate. Like I already did that. Like, okay, there's a guy coming. We're just going to wait a second. Yeah, so it's like, okay, like dead conversation. She just unmatched shortly after. I thought it was hilarious, honestly. Yeah, and then she moved on. But I guess the big point of the video is that comment, fuck, he's right there. Yeah, about the whole being original thing. And I think it's really funny because, I mean, maybe it's just... Yeah, okay, there it goes. Maybe it's just me, going on these dating apps and stuff, and what I see and, the time I'm on there. But, man, like, what I'm trying to say is, like, I don't think any, like, at least in my opinion, any profile I stumble on that's a woman, like, obviously I'm not looking for guys, they're not really original, You'll see, like, there must be a site, man, like, same for guys, I know there is, that you can just Google up and they'll give you things you can write in your profile. Because I found one of them one time. And there was lines you could put, like, in a Tinder profile or like a Bumble profile, and it would, the site was bogus, right? It's like, oh, yeah, like, things to get you matches, right? And it's like, one of them was, like at the prompt, it'll be like, believe it or not, right? And it was like, believe it or not, and then the thing said like, I wash my vegetables before I eat them. And it's just something silly like that apparently can get a reaction. And there's a website that gives you these ideas, right? If you're not clever enough to come up with them on your own. Because a lot of people will just they'll ballpark a profile and then it won't work out, right? Like me. So what I'm saying is I always come across these profiles, like women's profiles, that just have the exact same crap on them. And then, it's funny for a girl to say that I'm not original. It's like, well, I don't really think you are either. Like, that's the problem, right? It's just recycled content, right? So, I mean, like, for example, like what I usually run into, and I mean, it doesn't matter if you're on Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, whatever, fucking OkCupid, for fuck's sakes, right? It's all just the same crap, right? The main one I always see is about dogs. Like, it's like, if you have a dog, like, I'll fall for you. Don't judge me if I bring my dog on the date. You must have dogs. You should not go out with me if you don't like dogs. Like, it's just dogs. It's like, we fucking get it. You're obsessed with dogs. Like, every chick is. We don't care. Right? And I don't care. Right? The I fall for you one, I see that all the time. Like, I'll fall for you. The usual one is if you trip me. Ha, 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 ha. That's so funny. Ha. No, like, it's just gay. It's just, like, we get it, man. It's an overused joke. Right? Every profile uses the fucking thing. And it's like, we get it, man. Like, nobody cares. Like, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, it's just kind of fucked up. And, you always, like, have the picture with, like the ass. There's always an ass picture. Like there's almost always an ass picture. They just have to have it. I know like people shit on the one on the sink, but like it makes their butt look bigger, so that's like obviously why it's done. That's a common one. Another one that I find is super common is the bikini picture. You know, whether it's just like out at a pool, you know, like they're half in the water, so like their butt's like half underwater, but you can still see their ass, and it's like, okay, cool. Like that's the whole point of that. Sometimes like they hold the bikini up on both sides, like again, like it's just like complete bullshit. There's usually a drinking photo too, you know, like the palette of shots in front of them, and like the friends is taking their picture, you know. It's just all the same, man, and it gets so annoying because like it's really funny that people like will make that comment, like, you know, I get it, like men, like a lot of messages from men are really just boring, and I will agree. My experiences of making like the female accounts, there are just a lot of hey, like that come in, but don't get me wrong, there definitely were men that messaged and actually like put thought into a message, you know, and I don't, you know, you don't have to shit on someone because of that, you know, because they actually like attempted to type a message to you and like read your profile and put the work in, you know. And I guess that would even be part 2 of the rant, is like, if you're not going to even like take the time like to fill out a profile and then just expect guys to come to you and type these super creative messages, but you don't give them anything to go off of, you know, like it's just a profile that's like blank with a couple like skanky pictures, and they message and you're like, oh, that was original. It's like, yeah, well, what else the fuck do you want him to say, right? Like you just set him up to fail, right? But he's gonna try anyway, and he can, you know. It's how I message on online dating is I try to relate to the profile. So like I'll see something, you know, maybe she's got the graduation gown on. Oh shit, that's really exciting. What did you graduate in? You know, something like that. You show interest in the person and you relate it to something of a picture. But when there's just nothing, like there's like, you know what I mean? It's like, eh. Anyway, and like I said, these common things that I found in the profiles too, they're just really annoying to deal with because I just don't like messaging them about them. Like I don't comment on the one like, oh, I'll fall for you if you trip me. Like I don't, there's nothing there, you know? It's like you just ripped off a lame joke that everyone else uses. You know, that's all that's happened there. You know, if you could come up with anything else, you know, I'd love to talk to you. But I usually don't bother trying, you know, with those. Unfortunately, I don't have anything against that idea. I don't think it's a bad idea to do that. But I mean, I don't believe for 1 second that women need to get that. They don't need to look that shit up. I think as a woman online, you need just to be yourself, right? And you'll just get tons of messages regardless. You don't need to go on and like copy and paste the same bullshit as everyone else. And I also hate when they just do the same thing. So this is more of a Hinge one. But on Hinge, again, like you do the prompts. And if every prompt is just talking about the same bullshit, it's annoying. Like one of them was like, you know, quote, and then it'd be like penis. And the next one would be like your penis. And it would just be all about penis, you know, like whatever. And then the next one would be like, again, like I won't shut up about dogs. You should not go with me if you don't like dogs. Don't hate me if I bring my dog. It's like, dude, we fucking get it. Put a picture with them, end it. Be like, yeah, I got a dog. Great. I don't have a dog. Like, I don't care if you've got a dog, if you want a dog, if you, like, I hate dogs. There you go. Don't go out with me. Like, it's, you know what I mean? It's just like that. And it's just infuriating, you know, and trying to deal with that. But I just thought it was really funny. It was a really interesting comment just to be told, like, I'm not being original, you know? It's like, well, I don't know, like, I think people like that need to get off their high horse. I'm not saying every woman on online dating does this shit, and I'm not saying guys aren't guilty of it either. But I'm saying when someone takes the time to message you, and that's your comment, is like, well, that wasn't very original. Like, maybe just be fucking grateful that someone actually hit you up. You know, someone actually took the time to message you. And then that's the grouch response you gave. Hey, that ain't my problem. I don't know what to tell you. All right, well, thanks for watching, guys. We're going to cut this off at the 10-minute mark. Really appreciate the views in the video. Hopefully you like the new camera. And yeah, man. We're going to see you in the next one. All right, I'm going to look for a place to sit so I can fucking hit the old wank bank. All right, take it easy. Peace. Yo, thanks for watching the video, guys. If you want to check out my Instagram here, I do a little bit of photography on the side. Be sure to check it out, nickdaniels65, Instagram.com. You can feel free to message me on there if you got any video ideas. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Take it easy. Cheers.